Under the surface of Disney World, there are a series of top secret utilidors that go underneath the entirety of the Magic Kingdom. Who knows what secrets lay down there? Maybe that's where Walt Disney's frozen head has ended up. I'm just kidding. Despite what top 10 darkest Disney secrets videos would have you to believe, the purpose of the utilidors is pretty straightforward. Its goal is for costume cast members to go to place without breaking the illusion of the themed lands. It's basically backstage for a theme park. The Epic Mickey series has its own version of the utilidors, in the form of the Dahl engineering corridors, also known as the DEC. The DEC levels are 2D platforming levels, very similar to projector levels, although in the DEC, you can use paint thinner and the sketches. The DEC sort of looks like a storeroom for the Disney archives, cluttered with random pieces of Disney history, not just bits and pieces revolving around Mickey. The same is also true for the Fort Wasteland area, but I might save that for another video. Before I forget, the idea for this video was made by Joshua Myers and the Wonderful World of River and Friends in the comment section of one of my videos. It's really hard to come up with weekly videos for Epic Mickey, but you somehow find ideas that I didn't even think of doing. So shout out to them, and go check out their channels, which I will probably put in the description. Also subscribe to me as well, thanks. The first DEC is from Main Street North to Oztown, and is a pretty short level. We enter through a gate that takes the form of a giant gremlin head. On the left of the entrance is a Dumbo book, with an image taken from the cover of a Dumbo comic book, specifically issue 234. If we head to the right, we see a flamingo from Alice in Wonderland in the background, a Mickey Mouse shoe, and then we make it to the first platform, but just beyond there is a copy of The Gremlins, which is the original book written by Dahl that was going to be adapted into a film by Disney, until it was scrapped due to other studios making Gremlin films and the oversaturation of World War II films in general. We have 3 levels in the trip up the balloon. The highest one takes us all the way to the top of the DEC, which has a small section with a thinnable Cogsworth face from Beauty and the Beast, and another Gremlins book. In the corner of the screen, you can see an original frame from the Oswald cartoon, The Skyscrapers. The sketch was revealed at a promotional event for Epic Mickey 2, so it's not a surprise that this particular one was included in the game. A level down, we've got a generic VHS tape, the same generic building block that's in Mickey Junk Mountain in the first game, and a generic Dopey pen. On the floor is the same Dumbo book as at the beginning of the level, and a compilation of 1930s Mickey Mouse newspaper comics, which was published the same year as Epic Mickey 2. Down in the second level, there's 2 books, the Mickey Mouse comic compilation and the Disney picture book The Haunted House from 1975. Now let's head across the platform, past Chip's massive head to the Thinnable train. If we go across these tires, we find a stack of books, the same ones that were scattered across the level, and Toby Tortoise from the Silly Symphony cartoon The Tortoise on the Hare on a Treadmill. There's also the head of the judge in the Adventures of Ichabod and Mr. Toad, who gets splattered with pies so you can go further across the level. And there's also some of the same books as before, and that drawing of Oswald. And now we've reached the exit of the DEC, but there's still more stuff to find. If we head back up to the top level, we find a falling train, a generic cassette tape, some crayons, and a hidden Mickey. If we go back to the exit, we find a thinnable Gremlins book and a basketball hoop, which we can just fall right through, and we find a whole bunch of random bits of merch just lying about the place. A trumpet, some paint cans, and through this cassette we find a Mickey Jack-in-the-Box type thing, which looks to be an original design using some generic Mickey clip art. And that's pretty much it for the first DEC. So let's head through this house-shaped exit to Oztown. The second DEC has a lot of the same stuff as in the first one, but there is some different things. There's this image of Goofy painting that I can't find for the life of me, because when I look up images of Goofy painting, it just gives me paintings of Goofy. There's also the King Tuba from the Silly Symphony, Cartoon Music Land. Down at the bottom of the level, there's a couple of Baloosh just chilling in some lava. There's a Donald Duck dot-to-dot puzzle with some moving crayons you can use for platforming. There's also a lunchbox towards the end of the DEC, which uses a design not from an actual lunchbox, but from a little golden book titled Donald Duck's Adventure. Also present is a caged bird from Alice in Wonderland, which has a chest underneath it. There is a throwback to Epic Mickey 1, with some armor from Dark Beauty Castle and a bag of weight from the Captain Hook boss. There's also whatever this thing is. Oh, and there's also an ostrich from Fantasia. The next DEC to Devil Caverns, there's this weird puppet thing that I can't find a source for. He's also in the first DEC, tied down in a spinny circle. There's also a Mickey gumball machine, which looks to be inspired by the similarly clear plastic design used by Hasbro. In the DEC to the Disney Gulch, there's some Mickey Mouse Club yo-yos, but literally everything else is reused from other DEC levels. The final DEC is only fully accessible if you thin the block links in Fort Wasteland, and I don't really have the time to play through Epic Mickey 2 again, so I guess I won't be able to give a full description of everything. There are these wind-up mini toys, which look like 1930s toys, but that's all I can see. So I guess that's it for the video. I'll probably make a YouTube short about the stuff in the final Fort Wasteland DEC if I find the time to play through Epic Mickey 2 again, so stay tuned for that, but until then, I'll see you all in the next video next week.